going to show you how to make a toy called a thaumatrope, which has two images, one on each side, that when spun quickly look like they're combining into one image. We'll need two pieces of paper that are the same size and shape. I use squares. You can also use circles, for example. Pencil or pen to draw your picture. I also recommend outlining and coloring it in with markers. So I use black and yellow. Then a pencil or stick to attach it to so you can spin it. Tape to tape the picture to the pencil. And if you want, this is optional, to use a ruler to make these grid lines so that, as I'll show you later, drawing a grid on each side can help line up this picture with the other. Cut out two pieces of paper that are the same shape and size, and think about an image you can draw on each piece so that the two will combine into one image, maybe a basketball on one and the hoop it's going into on the other, or an empty glass on one and juice on the other, so that it looks like when they combine that the juice is filling up the glass. You can use words too. Another thing you can try to make the image show up more clearly is by adding color. So I'm going to add some bright yellow too. Make sure that the images that you draw on each piece line up when they spin. So you can eyeball it where to draw. Another thing you can do is draw a grid on each paper, or use paper that already has grid lines on it. So I'll show you what that would be like. Maybe mark off every ½ inch or centimeter or so on each side. Now that I have my grid, I can line up the pictures. So for example, I'm going to draw a smiley face for mine. So I could see my smiley face lines up inside these squares of the grid. Maybe I'll draw the smiley face here. I want the smiley face to be about where these points are on the grid. So I'll look for the same points on the other side. Maybe my face will go about there. And you can also just eyeball it if you don't want to use a grid. Okay, so now I have my two faces. I drew some details in, and now I will outline. And now I'll add some color just to one side. I'm going to erase some of these grid lines. You could also, when you first draw it on, just draw it more faintly than I did, so you don't have to erase them at the end. Now take some tape to tape your pictures onto a pencil or stick that you can twirl it on. I'm going to roll up the tape, stick it on the back of my image, and same thing for the other one. When I tape my pictures, I'm going to make sure that they line up. So this is the top of this and the top of that, and I'll line up the four corners. Now spin your picture by moving the pencil back and forth in your hands, by rubbing your hands back and forth. When I spin the image quickly, the two images combine into one image. The two images look like they're combining into one because of something called persistence of vision. when the two pictures move this quickly, they're moving faster than the brain and the eye can process. So when we see one side of the picture, our brain and eye still remember or store the image from the previous side that just had spun by very quickly. And then one image moves into the next, so it looks like things are moving continuously. And this is what happens when we watch a movie. It's a bunch of images that are shown on the screen very quickly, one after the other, so they look like they're blending into each other, into one moving scene of the movie. And once you've made your first one, you can make some other ones with new designs and share it with family and friends. All right, thank you for watching.